guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Aisha Sibanda, and today I'm gonna be giving you guys a bit of a relationship Q&A / engagement Q&A. So basically guys, for those of you that don't know, I got engaged, I don't know how many weeks ago now, it's been almost a month, right? I got engaged some time back in Nigeria, and I'm gonna get married soon. Yeah, people have questions. I don't know why, but people have questions. So I'm here to give the people what they want and answer those questions that people have about the engagement. Yeah. And yeah guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the support on my last two videos, my engagement video as well as my vlog of me spending time in Lagos. If you guys have not seen those, please check those out. I really appreciate your support, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Okay guys, if you guys see me looking down, it's because I'm reading the questions off of this tablet. But yeah, question number one is, where did me and my fiance meet? Okay, so basically, how we met was, I was working at a particular place, like a bit of a summer job, right? And then we got two new employees. It was a guy named Elvis, I think, and then there he was, my man, right? So at the time, obviously, he was just a new employee. So it was like, I was being friendly, you know? I remember the first day he walked into the office, I walked up to him and I was like, hi, my name is Aisha, this is that, nice to meet you. I'm the best person on the team because I'm not very humble. And I was like, if you need anything, you can come to me, I'll help you. And then he was like, yeah, okay, if I need anything, I'll come to you. So initially, it was just like a friendly vibe. And then eventually, one of my other friends who also worked with us, she left the job. So me and my fiance Aziz, we started walking home together. So we would walk to the subway together. And yeah, that's basically how we started getting to know each other. Guys, I'm actually the one who made the first move, which is kind of ironic. I remember one day we were walking together and I was like, you know what? I like this guy. And he's not doing anything about it. So while we were walking home outside of the metro, like I just went in for a kiss. And then you should have seen like his face. He was like, yeah. And then yeah, he just kissed me back, and yeah, the rest is history. And yeah, here we are. So ladies, I don't know, but shoot your shot, hey. Honestly guys, I'm proud to say it, I made the first move with my man, so you never know, shoot your shot, you might get married next year, right? But yeah, that was basically how we met. Okay, the second question is, how old is my fiance? I am 22. And he is 6 years older than me, so that makes him 28. Yeah, simple question, right? Okay, now the next question is, did my mom know about him? Like, did my mom know about my mans? Okay, listen guys, so me and my mom have a very close relationship, right? Like, we're close, but I don't know, I've never felt comfortable like talking to my mom about relationships, because I don't know, it's just, African parents are just African parents, you know? So, like, I never used to talk to her about relationships. It was more so of a thing of like, I only wanted to talk to her when I was sure I'm like talking about the one, right? So initially, she didn't know about him. I was just like dating him and we were getting to know each other. I only told my mom about him this January when I was 100% sure me and him are gonna be together. Before that, she didn't even know like I'm dating anyone. And then yeah, I introduced them, and honestly, I feel like my mom likes him more than she likes me. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, she really likes him, Sham. Like, I don't know what it is. She says he's a nice guy, but I don't know. Maybe they should get married. Maybe I should leave them alone, because my mom is like, she loves him so much. Like, even every time she talks to me, she's like, how's my son? Like, it's so annoying. I'm at the point where I'm like, Mom, you know what? Call him yourself. If you want to talk about him, call him. Don't call me, you see, because I can see how much she likes him. And honestly, I'm happy that my mans and my mom have a very good relationship. Like, that makes me feel really good. So I can't complain. Okay, so the next question is, how do I feel about the whole world seeing my engagement and my life, right? Honestly, guys, I've always been like a very open person about like what goes on in my life. So like personally, I don't mind like putting my life out there for everyone to see. The only thing that bothers me is I don't like my family watching my videos. I never liked that. Honestly, I don't like it. It just makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why. I don't like it. Even my mom, I told her to stop watching my videos. So if she's watching, it's against my will, you know? So yeah, that's about it. Okay, so the next question is, how did my mom react to my engagement? Guys, can you guys believe that my mom knew about the engagement before me and she didn't tell me? And I had no idea she knew, because apparently behind the shadows, my mans had asked for my mom's permission to like propose and stuff. And I'm like, what? Because I thought me and my mom talk about everything. So I thought that even if it's a secret, she would have been like, you know, expect this, you see. But she didn't say anything. Like, guys, on the day of the engagement, I literally had no idea I was gonna get proposed to. There was no inkling, there was no like kind of anything, like nothing was red flagging. I mean, in retrospect, there were a lot of red flags, but I did not notice. Like, I had no idea I was gonna get proposed to. She knew about the engagement, and not only did she know about the engagement, she allowed him to engage Jada with me. Okay, so the next question is, was he his usual self before he proposed, or did he look anxious? The days leading up to the proposal, I had no idea, because he was just fine. Like, because the thing is, we were living together in the same house because I had visited Nigeria, right? For those of you that don't know, let me make this clear. I had visited Nigeria because that's where he is now, and I live in Russia because I'm schooling in Russia, but I'm graduating in 4 months. Then we're gonna be together. Anyways, so we were in Nigeria at the time, right? Around the time of the proposal. And honestly, he was fine. Like, he wasn't acting weird for the days leading up to it. Like, nothing was happening that made me feel like something is off. I don't know. I always say I can read this boy, and I didn't read this boy for shit. Like, I'm all talk and no game, because I had no idea, guys. Like, yeah, he was fine. It's only on the actual evening of the proposal that I could see his anxiousness. And I didn't know why he was anxious. It was just one of those things where I'm like, maybe he just doesn't feel like talking or something. It's only after he proposed I was like, oh, that's why he was so quiet. But before, I had no idea. Okay, so the next question is, what is the first thought that came to my mind when I saw him on one knee? Honestly, the first thing that came to my mind, well, the first thing I can remember is how happy he was. Like, the smile he had on his face when he was proposing. His proposal felt so organic. Like, it felt like this is something he genuinely wants to do, and it's so cute. Like, every time I think of that moment, the only thing I can vividly remember is how he was cheesing from ear to ear as he got down on one knee. You know, you could see in that moment he genuinely wants to do this. He's happy to do this. And I don't know, it's just such a nice feeling to feel like someone is that happy, because he was smiling like this. I've been the type of person who, like, as much as I love, it's one of those things that I never thought would happen for me. You know, like, I always see it in movies, people are having the happily ever afters. But then for me, it's like, hey, yo, heartbreak. Njolo is just hurting. That's been my life. So it's like finally being in a position where someone actually genuinely is so in love with me, and they're so not afraid to show it. And like, I don't doubt this person at all, because you know, when a man moves with intention, right? Like, guys, like, yo, it's gonna make me emotional. I don't even want to talk about. You guys always make me talk about these things. I don't know why, but they make me emotional. Okay, so now the next question says, how did I know he was the one? When you're younger, you always imagine yourself like, well, I always imagine myself. Some people don't believe in marriage. That's fine. But like, I always imagined myself like getting married, being happy, having a family, like all these things, right? That was always what I wanted as a little girl, you know? I feel like initially for me to start taking him seriously as a romantic partner was when we first had a conversation about what we want, right? I feel like this is very important. Like, aside from compatibility, your goals should align, right? Because initially, before I even mentioned it, he was like, I want to get married eventually. I want to start a family. I want to have kids. And I'm like, shit, that's actually what I want. So that's where the interest like started, realizing that our goals and the things we want to achieve are the same, right? And me knowing he's the one was he's just a man of action. Like, he's not a man to like say words and then not come through with that, you know? Like, he's the type of man that if he says he's going to do something, he does it, right? And he's protective. Like, even when we're walking on the road, I notice like he'll always make sure he's walking on the side where the cars are crossing. Or like when I'm getting into like a building or something, he'll always make sure like he opens the door or like gets in first to see what's happening in the building, and like will put me behind him like this. Like, that kind of protective energy, I love that. Oh my, I'm a sucker for that. Like, once you do that, it's like, I'm there. And also, guys, because I had been in like traumatizing relationships before I met him, right? Initially, when I met him, I was not like that confident in myself as a partner or someone to be in a relationship with, right? And he's very good at like words of affirmation, that kind of reassurance. He'll tell me how beautiful I am every day. He'll tell me how much he loves me. Something like, he's like, you know, you're so beautiful. Wants me forever. He'll so comforting. Wow. And it's, I don't know, it's just so beautiful. Like, and he takes me for the idiot I am, encouraging me to achieve my goals, like reassuring me, like protecting me.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Yeah, and that's how I know he's the one. Okay, so the next question I got is, will we live in Nigeria after marriage, right? Okay, the short answer is no, and that's because obviously, see, the thing is, Nigeria is a beautiful country, right? It's a beautiful country with beautiful landscapes and all these kind of things. Okay, I don't know how to say it without getting cancelled. Basically, we want our kids to have citizenship of a different country beside Nigeria, and that's why we don't want to stay there. And the reason for that is not because we want to like rid them of their culture, because obviously they're going to have their family name and whatnot, but the reason for that, for me, that I like think, is because I feel like there's a lot of drawbacks in a lot of countries that come with just being a Nigerian citizen, right? Like, for example, Nigeria can only travel to like 45 countries without a visa, you know? And I feel like it's not fair. Listen, I don't like it, but it's how it is at the present moment. And I just want my kids for the opportunities to not be limited and for them to be able to go wherever they want when they grow up. So just like living in Nigeria is not like an option. So we have not decided where we're gonna start our family yet. But as for Nigeria, I can safely say for now that's not in the cards. But maybe after we've had kids and, you know, we're grown up and we wanna, you know, go there, fine. But to live there right now, no. Okay, so the next question I have is, what is my ring made of? So my ring is made of this like rock that I keep forgetting the name of. I think it's moissanite. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry. It's a rock that's like pretty good for rings because obviously, yeah, it does last up to 3 years, and obviously who's gonna be engaged more than 3 years? Not me. So yeah, it's a good quality engagement ring. I haven't taken it off since he put it on my finger. So yeah. Okay, so the next question I got is, how did I move on after a toxic relationship? Guys, if you have been with me on this channel since the beginning, you know that I've had my fair share of umjoloring. That's not umjoloring, right? You know, y'all know, right? I feel like the best thing I did for myself after those toxic relationships was realizing the patterns of how I end up in a toxic relationship, right? Another thing, Corey, honestly, controversial opinion, but I feel like if you're in a toxic relationship, it doesn't just come out of nowhere. This person doesn't start, it doesn't just all of a sudden be toxic. There's signs from the beginning. There's red flags. The flags are there and they're red, you see. And if you ignore them, that's how you end up in a toxic relationship, you see. So obviously, I was ignoring certain signs. So what I ended up doing was paying attention. I was in a relationship with someone who was the most toxic person I've ever met. I don't know how that happened. So what I did was I started retracing my steps. What was I ignoring, right? This person in the talking stage was not being loyal to me, you see, like, and obviously, like, for some people, being loyal in the talking stage is not a deal breaker. It's like, for me personally, the talking stage is the stage where I'm seeing what I'm going to expect in a relationship, right? So I'm expecting you to be loyal even in that stage because you're preparing me for what's going to happen in that relationship, you see. So obviously that person was not loyal in the talking stage, and I looked past it. Like, I ignored it. So the person ended up cheating in the relationship. So yeah, that's basically what it is for me. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I found myself in a relationship that it makes sense. So it makes sense. If you know what makes sense for you, I don't know, man. Okay, so the second to last question I have is, what is the best dating advice I have? Honestly, guys, this is going to sound very stupid when I say it, so be prepared for that. But the best dating advice I could possibly give any person is date people who like you. Simple. Like, date people who like you, you know? Because when I got into this relationship, it made me sit there and I was like, wow, I've never dated anyone who likes me. Never. Not before this. And you can't convince me otherwise. Like my whole Russian experience, I've never dated anyone who likes me. Never. Because it's like, guys, when I say that, it's like there's a difference between someone being attracted to you and someone liking you as a person, right? Someone could be in a whole relationship with you, a whole 6-year, 7-year relationship with you, and not like you. You see men who cheat, men who do all this rubbish, are emotionally unavailable, men who block you. You try to text them and it's like you're bothering them. Those people don't like you. They don't. Like, they don't. They don't. Even women, guys, you can date someone for 5 years and that person does not like you. Just date people who like you, man. Like, date people who don't make you cry every day. Like, they don't give you anxiety. Like, you don't have to worry about where they are, or like they're not constantly cheating on you. Just date someone who likes you. Like, genuinely. It makes dating so much easier. You know, it doesn't mean the relationship is gonna work 100%, but you have a better chance of the relationship working if your partner likes you. Oh, God. Okay, so the last question I have is actually, it's not a relationship question, but it's a question that someone commented on one of my previous videos, so I thought I should answer it right now. The question is basically saying, how do I deal with social anxiety? Guys, believe it or not, because I feel like I come off as a very, very confident person. I can be so socially awkward in certain environments, you know? I can be very socially awkward in environments that trigger my trauma. For example, a few years ago, I dated a South African, and this person like would make me very, very anxious, very, very like super, super anxious, right? So now it's like, even till today, sometimes when I'm in certain environments with South Africans, I'm still anxious, right? So those are the type of scenarios that trigger my anxiety. So basically how I deal with that part of me and that social anxiety of me is just faking it until I make it, right? Like, if I act confident, I become confident eventually. Because there was a time where I was so unconfident in myself after a very toxic relationship. I had lost all my self-worth. I was shattered, right? There was a point in my life after that relationship with that South African where I had lost all my self-worth to the point where I had to sleep listening to words of affirmation to keep me going. Like, you're beautiful, you're strong, you're this, I was down bad. Confidence-wise, I was down, you know? It's just about like faking it until you make it, right? Because the words you say are the words you become. Like, I don't know, it pisses me off when people will sit there and be like, I'm so ugly, my stomach is so fat, my legs are this. Because it's like, for me, like, I'll be listening to you, but in my head, I'm judging you. Because I'm like, you have one life, you have one body, you have one everything. And you're going to spend your whole life beating yourself down. Could never be me. Could never be me. You know, like every corner, every inch. Of course, there's things I don't like about myself, but like, I don't spend my days beating myself down because I feel like that's not a healthy way to live, you know? About social anxiety, it's just about faking it until you make it. Tell yourself you're a confident person around people. Become a different person when you come around people. Like, just try to exude a certain type of confidence. And if you fake the confidence, people will see the confidence. Because that's the thing about confidence. Nobody knows if it's real or not, right? There's people who are like extremely insecure, but they're able to, you know, be social and do all these things because they can fake it, you know? So yeah, just fake it and eventually it'll become your truth. Because now, I don't know if I'm confident, but I'm so delulu that I believe I'm the most confident person ever. Like, it's about faking it, and it's also about words of affirmation. Like, tell yourself nice things. Tell yourself, you know, you're beautiful, you're kind, you're a bad bitch, you're this, you're that, and eventually you'll get to that. Like, it's that simple, you know? Be kind to yourself, love yourself, and that is all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. I love you guys. I will see you guys next week, and bye. Mwah.